The markets are open.
People always ask, well, why should I bet on Monday? Because you have the perfect number in front of you.
And the numbers are moving.
We've seen this total go from 47 to 49, 49 and a half.
Now you're getting a field goal in a game that was sit and pick 'em for so long.
Let's dive into some Monday morning market moves on BetQL Daily, presented by BetMGM.
On the NFL side, man, there are a number of significant moves. These are moving more than the college markets, Sam. Even though these college markets get posted on Sunday, mid-afternoon during the early slate of games, we have a lot of reaction to what's happening in the NFL. Let's quickly throw out the Thursday game because it's worth bringing up, but there are some maybe overreactions to the Sunday games coming up. Thursday Night Football, it's a divisional matchup with Tampa and Atlanta. And that move is notable because it opened Atlanta as a 3-point favorite. And now the majority of the market, just about everywhere, is saying, no, 3's too much. Let's cut this down to 2.5. And we all remember yesterday, yes, Atlanta wins, but they did not have an offensive touchdown in the game.
I will bet Tampa for sure. I will bet Tampa money line as well. I said early in the show, I think that Tampa team is the best in the NFC South. Could be wrong about that. We're wrong from time to time. Hell, we're wrong a lot if we're being honest. And it's okay. We're just trying to get that 55, 56, 57% mark, Joe. That's all that matters.
That's right.
Tampa Bay money line. I will bet the money line. And I'm telling you what, I think this line is going to keep coming down. You already have a 2 at one big shop in Vegas right now. You can take 2.5 at BetMGM. I think Atlanta is going to close 1.5. That's my guess. The Tampa support will come in. We're already seeing 3 to 2.5, 2 on Monday. I have a feeling this is going to keep running. Bucks are playing really good football right now, man. They really, really are. And Atlanta facing the pressure. Bowles is going to bring a bunch of pressure against Cousins. And the teams that have done that well have really thwarted Atlanta. So I'm feeling pretty good on a Monday. This game isn't until Thursday. I have a feeling Tampa is going to make my card. And looking at this number right now, 2 at circa, that tells you a lot on Monday, that it's already moved off the 3, the most key number in the NFL.
Sharp money's all in Tampa. There's no doubt about it. I have a tough time trying to figure out what do I take away from yesterday in Philly, Tampa. Am I downgrading the Eagles for being pretty much non-competitive in a game without A.J. Brown, without Devontae, and without Lane Johnson, one of the best tackles in the game? So you're missing all that. We find that out shortly before the game. Like, I should have been like, okay, let's bet Tampa Bay at home here. They're in a good spot here. So, I don't know how much we want to take away from it, because if the Eagles have all their dudes, is it as easy as it was yesterday for the Bucs? Now, that Eagles defense, though, was better than expected a week ago, and Baker did whatever he wanted against them. They outgained the Eagles by 218 yards, 6.8 yards per attempt, almost 2 yards per play better. Lavonte David was a monster out there. A couple sacks. He had TFLs. He had a forced fumble, quarterback hit. He was all over the field. So I get the move on Tampa Bay. But as far as yesterday goes, I don't know how much we take away from that, because you could make the argument that the Eagles are missing their 3 best players on the field.
4 starters on offense in total with the lineman issues. So, I don't know. I had a buddy text me because we've got some Philly NFC. We've got some long-term stuff to win the conference, and I still don't think that's dead because they're 2-2. They're not 0-4. They're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to win the division, even though I'm hearing now that Washington's going to win the division. Whatever. Eagles just need to be healthy. If they're healthy, they're going to win the division and they're going to make a playoff run. I know. Yeah, Jaden Daniels. I mean, look, Jaden Daniels has been awesome, and I think we should have that conversation very shortly on the show. Maybe in the next couple of minutes. But I mean, they've carved up Cincinnati and Arizona.
Yes,
I'm not that impressed yet. Now, if they do this against a team like Denver or even Cleveland, who they play this week. Cleveland still has a pretty decent defense. Cleveland on offense is a problem.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to wonder
the
about
Browns
Cleveland's
are cooked?
defense.
Yeah? Oh, they're cooked? You thinking they're cooked?
I don't like them. I like the Raiders, but then I backed off because their top 2 players are out of the game. And then the Raiders still beat the Browns and covered. Well, they ended up closing as a dog. They were the favorite. But you know what I'm getting at. Watson's cooked. I know that. I know the offensive line is cooked. So I think the Browns right now are a fade team. It depends always depends on the number, but I'm not backing the Browns right now.
So here's the issue with Washington. They went from an 8-point dog on Monday night against Cincinnati, win that game outright, and everybody watched it on Monday night. So then the next game, they're only a 3.5-point dog on the road, which we would have never thought coming into the season. They'd already be only a 3-point dog on the road. Here we are at week number 4, and they have gone from +8 to +3.5 to now -3.5. Their roles are completely flipped now. Now there's no margin for error. Not only do you have to win the game, but you have to win by 4 or more to get the ticket. I'm not there. There is no way I would bet Washington in this spot just because of the role that they're in now for the first time in this kid's young career. I can't do it. He's going to play bad in one game. It's going to happen. He's a rookie. He can't possibly keep doing this. He can't. He also, I saw this stat last night on the broadcast on Sunday night. Jaden Daniels has an 82% completion percentage this season. That is the highest in the history of the league in the first 4 games of a career. That's insanity, man.
I get everything that you're saying. And throw the Giants too. There was that Giants game. You just want to see it against a better defense. You want to see it against a better defense. And Cleveland would be certainly the best that they've seen. Ready for a 5-point move? We got a 5-point move, sir. Ridiculous. Is this an overreaction? It goes from Jets -2.5 to Minnesota -2.5. But if you want to fade the overreaction, you got to fade our Minnesota Vikings, and you've got to back Aaron Rodgers and company. How do you feel about doing that after they lose to the Broncos?
Oh, I don't do the London game. You know that. I quit the London game cold turkey about 4 years ago. I can't. Okay. I don't know. There are so many questions I have. Right. Do we get the Aaron Rodgers we thought we were going to get earlier in the season? Does it take a trip to London to get Aaron Rodgers to play well? I don't know. And now Minnesota is forget trendy. This is going to be the side that everybody's going to bet. Everybody's going to bet Minnesota -2.5. So knowing that about the NFL, that gives me supreme hesitation on getting involved. It just feels like a cross-off. You're high on Minnesota. You might bet Minnesota. I will root for you. I will not bet the Jets. I did get this text, though, from a buddy who's very close to the Jets, and this might perk you up a little bit. So he said, take this from a Jets insider. Great team, lots of talent. Only issue is they step on the field and they are instantly at a coaching disadvantage.
Yes,
Saleh was a great coordinator. He's a horrible head coach, holding back the team. And if they get killed in London, I can see him being launched. They cannot lose games where the quarterback on the other team passes for 60 yards.
They have a horrible offensive coordinator too. That's the other part of the coaching mismatch every single week. Yeah, so we're going to end up talking about that one a whole lot. Don't know if we want to play the London game. All right, some other big movers. Let's go Sunday Night Football. I see a move of what, 3.5? Or are we more?
Dallas.
So with all the injuries, yeah, I thought Dallas had opened as the favorite, but I guess not because the injuries were known at that point with Parsons.
Well, they opened it in Vegas. They reopened it, Pittsburgh -2.5. But the early number, the 11-day number, the look ahead was Dallas -1. But then when they reopened it yesterday on the 29th, they did reopen Pittsburgh -2.5.
Okay. Okay.
But
Gotcha.
from last week
So-
to this week, it has moved. You're right. It has moved through 0.
Man, again, say that out loud. Steelers are favored over the Cowboys. Let's see what's going on with the injuries, but Steelers are favored over the Cowboys. Monday Night Football, KC number way down. All of these injuries, add Rashee Rice to the list, so it goes 6.5 down to 5. Chiefs still favored over New Orleans. What are they going to do offensively?
come
It's just
down.
Kelsey now.
That's
right?
going to come down. I mean, it's already moving off the 5. It's 4.5 at a very sharp offshore shop. There's a 4.5 right now in Vegas. I imagine that's going to be a lot like Atlanta was a couple weeks ago on Sunday night. Remember, Kansas City opened 4.5, got bet down to 3. They took Atlanta plus the points all the way down to 3. Chiefs won. Chiefs covered. Maybe luckily because of the lack of PI call in the end zone. They're going to bet New Orleans here. They're going to bet this down. I think 4 is going to come real quick, maybe by Tuesday. And then the question is, when do they lay back Kansas City? Probably 3.5-ish, maybe 3. But I don't think the 5s are going to last on New Orleans. I feel pretty confident about that.